Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright. Welcome to Space Jam.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Ram Center. I'm your co-host, Cheyenne Dantzler.
And I'm James Jackson. Shy, it's our first episode since we've been back from spring breaks. How was your spring break?
It was good. I went to Miami, so it was great. How was yours?
It was good. I went to New York City, turned 21 over spring break.
You?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
happy belated.
thank you. I got to go to Madison Square Garden, see Villanova win the Big East championship.
Yeah.
Sad that they got bounced early from the tournament, but we got to see that win, right?
Awesome.
Our men's track team hit the ground running this weekend with several top finishes as they opened their spring season at the Golden Ram Invitational held at Farrell Stadium on Saturday. Leading the way was junior Deshaun Pickett, who finished first in the 100-meter with a time of 10:72 and the 200-meter posting a time of 21:67. In the 800-meter was Jim McDade who crossed the finish line first for Westchester, finishing at 1 minute 56 seconds. The Golden Rams were able to shine in the field events as well. Bryce Sadler won first in shot put with a distance of 44 feet, while his teammate Nick Robinson was the top performer in the discus throw at 136 feet. A dominant performance all around for Westchester men's. They look to keep the great start going this season as they travel to Millersville next weekend.
Yes, now switching over to the women's track and field team. The team opened their spring schedule with 11 first-place finishes at the Golden Ram Invitational inside John A. Farrell Stadium on Saturday. Caroline McLaughlin broke the school record with the 400-meter hurdles. Additionally, she claimed first in the 100-meter hurdles. Also, meanwhile, Sarah Kosinski provisionally qualified in the triple jump for the Golden Rams, leaping 38 feet 11 inches. Her second first-place finish of the day came in the long jump. Registering the top spot in the 100 and 200-meter dash was Allison Hall. Hall clocked the time of 12:58 seconds in the 100 and 25:71 in the 200. The Golden Rams managed to provide the top 4 finishers in the 100-meter dash as well. Overall, there were a total of 20 teams competing with 3 teams outside of Westchester, coming from the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference in Cheney, Millersville, and Kutztown. Westchester heads to Millersville next Saturday for the Millersville Metrics.
Both the men's and women's had a very strong
did.
outing this weekend. That's good to see. Great way to
Yes,
start
it
off the
is.
season.
I'm looking forward to the season.
Now we throw it over to Samara with her pro sports segment.
Hey guys, how's it going? Samara is unfortunately out sick today, so for this week's Pro Sports College Edition, I'm Spencer McKercher. As we all know, the NCAA tournament is in full effect, and it's been taking over the national spotlight recently, and has surely not disappointed. And we're already down to our Final Four heading to Phoenix, and it sure is an interesting Final Four. We have 2 number 1 seeds, one of them reaching their first ever Final Four in the Gonzaga Bulldogs, and they are facing the Cinderella of the tournament, the South Carolina Gamecocks, led by SEC Player of the Year Sindarius Thornwell. South Carolina, the 7th seed, had a tough road to the Final Four, beating Marquette, the number 2 seed Duke Blue Devils, the number 3 seed Baylor, and then the number 4 seed in the SEC foe, the Florida Gators. Thornwell, who was averaging 25.75 points per game, led the Gamecocks to their first tournament win since 1973 when they beat Marquette, and in the school's first ever Final Four appearance. He's clearly been the best player of the tournament, and I'm excited to see what he does in the Phoenix and the 2017 Final Four. In the other matchup, we have North Carolina coming off a last-second win against Kentucky, and Oregon, who lost arguably their best player at the beginning of the tournament due to a torn ACL, and coming off an upset win over the favorites to win it all, the Kansas Jayhawks. Oregon's been led by Dylan Brooks and Tyler Dorsey, who is currently leading the tournament in scoring and had 27 points in the upset win over Kansas. Jordan Bell, also a defensive player, is leading the way on the defensive end for the Ducks, who set an NCAA tournament record with 8 blocks in the win over Kansas. However, my pick for the national championship, South Carolina, North Carolina. Who could ask for a better rivalry in the national championship game? But who knows? Will it finally be Cinderella's time to win it all? Or the clock strike midnights against the Gamecocks and the Tar Heels come out victorious? We'll have to wait and see at next week's show. For This Week in Pro Sports College Edition, I'm Spencer McKercher. Now over to Sean with By the Numbers.
Hey Rams, my name is Sean Smith and this is By the Numbers. This week I'll be comparing 2 of the NBA's best guards, Russell Westbrook of the Oklahoma City Thunder and James Harden of the Houston Rockets. Russell Westbrook has had one of the best seasons of his career, averaging nearly 32 points per game along with almost 11 rebounds per game. He also managed nearly 11 assists per game and a free throw percentage of 84%. James Harden has also managed to rack up some impressive numbers this season, managing nearly 33 points per game along with 8 rebounds per game. Adding to his season, he's managed nearly 11 assists per game and a free throw percentage of 85%. That's all the time I have for By the Numbers. I'm Sean Smith, and I'll see you next week, Rams. Cheyenne and James, back to you.
Thanks, Sean. Okay, so with Russell Westbrook and James Harden having a great season, do you think it's fair to have 2 MVPs?
I don't think so. That's not what the award is.
Yeah.
You know, they're not similar in their seasons. Their teams aren't similar.
Not at all.
You got to pick one. I think doing a co-MVP is kind of a cop-out for the league, to be honest.
I feel like they're having a hard time making that decision, but I mean, it's a hard decision
Yeah,
to
it's
make
a
that
decision
decision.
to make. You have
so
to.
who would you go for?
I would go with James Harden personally. His team's in a better spot than Russell Westbrook. His team's a little bit different. I just think he's doing a little more than Russ is this
Let's see
season.
how that will turn out. Well, that's all we have for this episode of Ram Center. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and our Twitter page at WCU Ram Center, and also like our Facebook page. As always, I'm your co-host, Cheyenne Dantzler.
And I'm James Jackson. Stay golden, Dub C. We'll see you again next week.